Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be continuing our series of reading all of our book box books. And this is a little bonus episode. So this is going to be one of the episodes that is a little bit separate from the rest of the videos because we are doing some more unique boxes in this video. So we are going to do two choices from Mindsight, which is a brand new subscription from Illumicrate. And we are going to do one of my Evernights because I think I did skip one earlier this year. So I only have one currently. I actually have another one that just got here, but I haven't unboxed it or anything. We are just going to stick with these three books. So in this video, we will be reading Japanese Gothic, which I've had for quite a long time, I feel like at this point. And that one is from Evernight. Then we have The Ending Writes Itself, which is the first Mindsight. And then the Mindsight that just arrived is Fellow Creatures. So we will be reading these three. I am very interested to see what is going to happen in these because The Ending Writes Itself, obviously very excited for. V. Schwab, very big fan of their writing generally, but this is a thriller mystery, so I am curious what the writing is going to be like in this book. Japanese Gothic, I have not had luck with Kylie Lee Baker yet. No, I have Scarlet Alchemist. I got one more chance if this one doesn't work, so I'm hoping this one works. It does seem a little bit like potentially it could be more my vibe than Bat Eater was, but I don't know. This one's going to be an interesting to get to as well. And then we also have Fellow Creatures, which I have no expectations for. Literally zero expectations. I have never heard of this book, so I can't literally tell you anything other than I do know it's like about a group of friends and they're all doing this like drama school together, and it's a bunch of infighting among the friend group, which is something I generally very much like. In fake, not reality. I try to stay out of the drama as much as possible, but I like reading about it. And so yeah, these are the three books that we're going to go through. I think we are going to start with The Ending Writes Itself because I'm the most excited, and I do have two Mindsights. So I think we'll probably do The Ending Writes Itself, then we'll do Japanese Gothic, kind of sandwich the Evernight in the middle, and then potentially end with Fellow Creatures. Let's get into The Ending Writes Itself. I am about 75% into The Ending Writes Itself. I was going to update earlier, but I have nothing to say about this book because I really don't like it. I also thought I was going to just DNF it. However, I was stuck at the vet all day because of a new issue that Taz is having. So I was stuck at the vet all day and I really didn't want to like start something new that I would like really want to focus on. So I ended up just continuing listening to this. I have like an hour left in my audiobook with how fast I'm listening to it. So I think I'm just gonna finish it just to see how it rounds out and where everybody kind of ends up. But I don't like this. And it's so weird because this is one of those books. It's written really well. Like arguably you can tell this is written by two people who are very good writers. The problem is and I feel like sometimes it happens when you have multiple authors. If you are not perfectly on the same page, the story just doesn't feel like it comes together or it's cohesive. And that is kind of the problem that's happening here. This book is, number one, just incredibly boring. And I'm so upset. I'm so upset because this is like the prettiest book. Like I was so excited to get this and I had such high expectations of this book. So I very much am not enjoying this book. It's incredibly boring. Nothing happens until 50% into this book. I would say if you like Agatha Christie mystery murders, you may enjoy this because of just how slow it is and how it more is about like so when you look at Poirot books, at least the Poirot ones, so Agatha Christie Poirot books, when you read them, most of the book is Poirot interviewing people and getting to know about what they were doing before the murder happened and getting to like know them personally and learning about motives and stuff like that. So this is similar, but there's no murder at the beginning. Like this book seems like it should be high octane. It says 72 hours to do this and it ends in murder and blah, blah, blah. So doesn't feel thrillery at all. This is not a thriller. 0% thriller. And the first 50% is literally just learning all this stuff, all this information about all the different writers that are at this retreat. And that would be interesting if it wasn't like 200 pages of the book. And if something mildly interesting did happen at 50%, but unfortunately, the actual murdering that occurs is very anticlimactic, very boring, and it's also the only character I like, the only character that I was continuing reading this for. And there is the other problem, is you made this cast of characters so deeply unlikable, and the only likable one is dead. Is dead. So, and obviously I can say that because everyone feels differently about different characters, so people might think that one person is actually likable, but it's actually the other person, so I don't feel bad about saying that. I also just don't feel bad about spoiling this book because I don't like it, but that's the extent of feeling like it's spoilers. But yeah, killed off the only character that I was sympathetic towards and actually interested in learning their story. So that was highly disappointing. And like I said, it's just very anticlimactic. Nothing is happening. The stuff that's happening currently in the back half of the book feels cartoonish. Like, the first half of the book's like really serious. Like, it's like really, really serious. Once the murder happened, it turns into this weird Scooby-Doo gang trying to solve a murder mystery kind of thing, a little bit. If you take, okay, Clue. Have you seen the movie Clue? You know how fun and the interesting Clue is, that movie? It's like that, but way more boring. Way less murder. But that's kind of the vibes it does give, because you have like helpers of this rich dude, and you have all these people that are coming from different walks of life that are in the same room, and they're all trying to figure something out. So it definitely feels a little bit Clue adjacent, but take all of the fun out and take out all of the actual murdering and take out all of the real sleuthing, because none of that is happening. It is just a bunch of people in a room complaining that they're not better writers, and a murder happens to happen, and most of them think it's an accident, so we're not even really trying to solve anything. And then the second death is literally a cartoon. It's literally a cartoon. Like, it would be a Scooby-Doo accident. Actually, that's insulting Scooby-Doo. That's insulting Scooby-Doo. It's just bizarre. It's such a bizarre tonal shift, and it does feel like there are multiple writers writing this, and none of them knew what direction to take the book in or what to do with it at the beginning, to be honest. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's a weirdly written book. It's a weird plot, and it's incredibly boring. So I don't see this getting higher than a 2. I understand why it's a 3.47 on Goodreads. I didn't know that. I started reading this thinking it was probably like a 4. Thinking it was because it's Victoria Schwab is one of the authors. I don't remember the name of the other author, but kind of just expected it was going to be really, really good based on Victoria Schwab, V.E. Schwab. No, again, the writing is really good. It's just everything else is awful. Everything else. The plot development, character development, the characters just in general. Everything else sucks. So unfortunately, this is gonna get a low rating. I am gonna finish this because I do have another appointment today. Like, I'm literally leaving in like 10 minutes to go get my allergy injections, and I only have an hour left. So I'm just gonna finish it. I'm just gonna finish it. I have finished The Ending Writes Itself, and unfortunately I am giving this a 1 star. This is actually probably one of the most boring, worst mysteries I've read in a really long time. I actually was thinking about who would like this book, and like I said before, I do think if you want like a longer form, slower Agatha Christie, then you could potentially like this if you like Poirot stories, but you just want it to be like even more drawn out and with more unlikable characters and just more information that is just kind of useless to the story, then I would pick this up. It was so bad, and it definitely, apparently in like some of the comps and stuff it says and then there were none. I've read and then there were none, and I really like and then there were none. This is a cheap ripoff that is nothing like and then there were none. I hate the comps where people say things are and then there were none, because they're everywhere. Like, every thriller that remotely takes place on a secluded island with like a retreat with a bunch of people is given the comp of and then there were none, but and then there were none is like a very specific vibe, and really and then there were none is all about the ending, and that's why it was so good. This is not that. This ending was really bad. It honestly didn't really make a lot of sense, like who it was, for multiple reasons. Unfortunately, I can't say the reasons because it would give away who it is, but it's very, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, how the people were killed, it doesn't make sense. And then half the deaths were just goofy. Like, they were like sitcom-like. And I do think there's like commentary in this on the publishing world and writers and how people just want to put their name on a book and they don't actually want to write stuff. So I enjoyed like the commentary aspect of this, but I think it just didn't know what it wanted to be. Because, like, again, some of the deaths almost like slapstick dark humor. Like, do you know how there's like some horror movies that are like comedy? It's like dark comedy. This is like comedy murder, I guess, kind of. Like, it's not actually funny, but it is goofy how they die. Like, it's just not good because the rest of the book is super serious. And it doesn't make any sense. Like, this does not know what it wants to be. It is so confused. The deaths were awful. The actual person doing it is awful. I didn't really like how it ended, like the epilogue. It's just kind of meh, whatever. Again, didn't make a lot of sense to me, like what was happening. This just wasn't very good. This was the only thing that was good was the writing. Everything else was bad. Everything else was bad. The plot, the characters, everything. Everything was unfortunate. So unfortunately, this is getting a 1. I love the way this book looks, but it is atrocious. It is definitely going on worst books of the year so far, which is a very small list because I pretty much have been DNFing everything that I haven't enjoyed, and I should have DNF'd this. I did actually DNF it at one point around 50%, and then I picked it back up because I was at the vet all day, so I had nothing else to do except listen to an audiobook because I had to wait 2 hours. So yeah, this is a 1 star. And unfortunately, we are moving into Japanese Gothic, which is our only Evernight pick. Yeah, the other 2 are Mindsight. This is Evernight. And I skipped the other Evernight this year, I believe. And unfortunately, I've read a chapter of this and I'm not liking this either. I feel like this is the meme of like the TikTok trend of like the horns getting louder. That's what this feels like, because I started with the book I thought I'd like the most. I started with it and the ending writes itself because I was the most excited about it. I was so excited about it. I thought I was going to love it. This one I was actually going to start with because I had the least expectations for it, because I have not liked anything Kylie Baker has written so far. Nothing. Absolutely, like, haven't liked one of their young adult books. I didn't really like Bat Eater. And not liking this already, 1 chapter in. I'm actively not liking this. I think I'm on chapter 2 now. Whoop-de-doo. This is not what I was hoping for. And I'm gonna push through a couple of more chapters because there are 2 perspectives. Unfortunately, I did not understand what one of the chapters was, or else I would have skipped it, because the 2025 chapter says Lee can't remember exactly where he hid the body, but he can remember the blood hiding out at his father's centuries-old home in Japan. Lee knows something is wrong with him, and he knows it has something to do with his mother's disappearance almost a decade ago. So to me, that reads like this kid committed a crime and he like can't remember it. He like can't figure it out. Even in the synopsis on Goodreads, which is different, it doesn't point to him liking the act of killing, and that's kind of what it seems like, because like the opening thing is him like flicking off an old flake of something and putting it in his mouth and being like, oh, this is blood, and it's like, oh, okay, so you're gross, like you're a weirdo. And I do not like reading in the perspective of a villain. I just don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I never have, never will. Don't know why I don't like it so much, but immediately I am off-put by this book because it feels like it's from the perspective of a serial killer, and that's not what I thought it was going to be. So again, I'm gonna give it a couple more chapters, but I already don't like how gritty it feels. It feels gritty. Like I also don't like, do you know those like gritty detective novels where it's like hardcore detective novel? The best example I have that I liked was All Sinners Bleed, I think. Loved that book. Still didn't love the atmosphere because it's a gritty crime type of thing. This has that gritty feeling to it where it's like just feel like kind of gross while reading it. It just feels dark and dingy, and you just feel uncomfortable reading it. And I don't love that. I've never really liked that in books. All the Sinners Bleed is like the only book I've ever come across that I actually enjoyed that book. Again, still didn't love the atmosphere. I only gave it a 4-star. So already feeling that in chapter 1 is not great because I'm only 18 pages in. Yeah, I'm 18 pages in. It's bad. It's bad. And I'm not saying the book's bad. This is going to come down because Bat Eater. Did not like Bat Eater because I did not like how she told the story and the writing style. I am apparently not a fan of how Kylie Baker plots out a book, and I really didn't like her twists. I had a big problem with her twists in Bat Eater, having to do with some of the deaths in that book. So I'm really thinking this author's just not for me, and this is gonna be 3 strikes and you're out. I have a unfortunate feeling that this may be a DNF, but I'm hoping not. I'm going to take my time with it. I'm gonna listen to it over the next couple of days. My best chance of liking this is listening to it because I can kind of like focus and do some crafts and stuff and not quit when I'm not enjoying certain sections. That's how I got through Bad Eater, because I originally DNF'd Bad Eater. It still gave it only 3, but I would like to at least get to like 100 pages. Being at only 20, that does feel like a big ask. But I would like to try to get to 100 pages just to get a vibe, a better vibe of what the story is. So I'm hoping it just feels a little bit different the more we get into it. But right now, I really don't like it. I really don't like it. But again, I'm only 20 pages in. So anyway, yeah, this is following 2 different main characters. One is in the current day and one is in 1877. And so like I said, Lee is from current day 2025 and he is harboring a secret that he killed his roommate from university. I think it was university. And he's hiding out at his dad's place. But it seems like this house has some sort of like past secret history. He's already found dried blood on the wall, but no one supposedly lived there for over a century. So there shouldn't be any blood. So yeah, and his mother has disappeared and he's trying to figure out what happened to her. So 1877 says a female samurai Sen, so that's the other perspective, stalks the borders of her home to protect her family from slaughter. She's not sure how they'll ever survive, not without her father, who has returned from war a stranger with a different soul behind his eyes. When Lee and Sen find one another through a door between their worlds, they're both looking for answers. What they find in the creaking old house they share is beyond what either of them could imagine. So like, it sounds good. But now that I've read the first chapter, my interest took an absolute nosedive, like total nosedive. So we're gonna try, fingers crossed, that I start enjoying this. I have an update and it's not a good one. I am DNFing Japanese Gothic. I actually DNF'd it like a week ago and I just couldn't bring myself to talk about it. I couldn't bring myself to talk about it. I don't even know where I put my copy of it. It's somewhere over here. Japanese Gothic. I just don't think Kylie Lee Baker's for me. I have one more Kylie Lee Baker and it will be my last shot. I already own it. It was Scarlet Alchemist, so it is for the Fairy Loot Purge. I just don't think I like the writing style and I just did not vibe with this immediately. It was just one of those books that I forced myself through Bat Eater and pretty much everyone thinks that Bat Eater is the better book. So on top of me already like not liking Bat Eater going into this, I didn't like the writing style of Bat Eater and I did not like the storytelling of this one either. And so I did end up reading like plot synopsis and like trying to read 50% through. Like I was reading a synopsis of about 50% through the book to see if actually like it was interesting enough for me to kind of just push through it. No, no. And I also don't like the ending. Like I did end up looking up the ending and I'm very happy. It is not my type of book. So I did end up DNFing this one. So we are moving on to Fellow Creatures. That is in the other room. I am 120 pages into that one and it's a very interesting experience because I have to physically read it. It's been a very long time since I have physically read a book. Actually, The Caretaker, so it hasn't been like that long, but I'm definitely very addicted to my Kindle and audiobooks right now. So I kind of want to get back to where I'm actually physically reading books, which is weirdly difficult. I don't know why, but I have to physically read this one because it is a UK release. There is no audiobook, there is no Kindle version of this that you can get in the United States right now. So I am stuck reading the physical book and I think it's for the best. So I am loving it so far. We are following our main character who is this it's actually funny. In my head, I keep calling her Bella Swan because it's a big joke in the Twilight books that she is faceless. Like you can, like the point why a lot of teenage girls love Twilight is you could superimpose yourself into the role. Bella Swan is everybody, like most generic character besides like her one character trait is she's bad at sports. So that was like the one issue. It was like, I was good at sports in high school. So I was like, well, I'm good at sports, but I can't be Bella Swan. I can't trip over myself. But it's the same kind of situation. So this main character is very faceless. They kind of just absorb into groups. And while Twilight didn't really do it, I feel like it was on purpose because it was, again, trying to superimpose yourself into the character. This is on purpose because it's creepy. Like, it's creepy. This is very, like, there was a moment that I thought I was watching, I haven't read the book, but I was watching You, Joe Goldberg. The main character feels very Joe Goldberg at some points, and I'm like, I'm so excited. I am so entertained by it. And it's just very, very ominous. And I am loving the incredibly toxic friend group because I feel like everybody in their lives has been a part of a very toxic friend group. I myself have been a part of a couple of them. And college is rough because you just don't know exactly sometimes where you belong, especially when you're like younger in a program. You try to find like a bunch of different friends and then you kind of see, oh, like this is who I really am. So this friend group kind of like, you can tell they're like jockeying for position in this friend group, and there is like the queen bee of the friend group and everybody wants to be under them, but at the same time they don't like her. So it's just one of those very toxic friend groups, a lot of competition, and that should never be the case in a friend group. You should always be happy for the people that you surround yourself with. If you genuinely like these people, you should not be jealous of them. And that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. Like, I feel like it is natural for people to see something that they want, somebody else has it, you do get naturally jealous, but it is something that I have learned over time that it gets you nowhere in life to be jealous of other people. It doesn't do anything for you, it just makes you miserable. And so this group has not figured that out yet. This group is just, they are at each other and picking, and they're all terrible people. Like, every single one of them has an issue that makes them really obnoxious. So they're just very entertaining to watch. And so it does seem like this is going to be like almost a descent into madness potential book. There is some sketchy things going on in the background. There's some secrets that we're not like privy to. And it's very entertaining seeing this friend group through the eyes of somebody who has almost no personality and no say in anything. They're just observing and wishing they were kind of in the crowd and a little bit different. And again, it's very Joe Goldberg watching, being obsessed with people, not understanding why this isn't going his way. And that is very much what this book is right now. And of course, it's taking place in like a drama school. So ramp up the drama even more because they're all trying out for the same roles. It's very good. It is very good. I really like the writing. I like how the characters are set up. I like how the plot is set up. I do need a little bit more intrigue to start up rather soon because it is starting to drift a little bit, but I am enjoying it. So it's in the other room, so I can't show you what it looks like. But I did also just get my next Evernight. I think I'm just going to save it, although I did skip the next Mindsight. I did not want the one that's coming up. It's very obvious if you've seen the theme reveal. It's the Lucy Foley book. Not a fan of Agatha Christie, so I just like wasn't vibing with that choice. And I just don't think I like the multiple character mysteries. Like, they haven't been working for me. So I did skip that one. So I do feel like I probably need to stick the Evernight in here. We'll see. It depends if I can find it on audiobook, because I think it's like a horror. I can probably add it in here. We'll see. We'll see how my schedule is, and we'll see how long it takes me to read Fellow Creatures. I'm enjoying Fellow Creatures. I will update you about 50%-ish, and I'll let you know if I'm still enjoying it then. I flew past the 50% mark, not even really thinking about it. This is... I'm obsessed with this book. I'm obsessed with this book. I don't even know how to talk about it. I don't know how to talk about it. I think so far, this may be my favorite book of the year. So far, that definitely can change. I still have like 100 pages left, 120, about 120 pages left in this book. Yeah, I'm that far. Like I said, I blew through the middle half of this book. It's reading insanely quick. I don't want to put it down. It is like a train wreck waiting to happen. I love these types of stories where everybody is so human and so unlikable, but then there's moments where you're like, oh, I understand why you're doing the things that you do, but then you're like so enraged other moments by like their actions, and then you like want them to do something, but then they don't do that thing, and it's just like, oh my god, it's so good. It's so good, so good. I don't know who I would recommend this to. I don't know who I would say to read this book. I really don't. I don't even know what genre this is. Like, I don't know how to talk about this because it is so unlike anything that I've read before. I feel like it's a mix of You and My Dark Vanessa, and it has all of these, it has like all the dynamics and the passive aggressiveness and the full aggressiveness that you see in like these toxic friend groups. Ooh, you know what? It's like It Girl. I would put You It Girl and My Dark Vanessa all together, and that is kind of what this book is. It Girl is actually a really good comp for this, but take it to an extreme degree. Like, take everything that happened in It Girl by Ruth Ware and make it 1,000 times more dramatic and painful to watch the train wreck happening, because you know bad shit is going to happen. You're told at the beginning what happens, like straight up. You are told that this thing happens, and now we're just watching everything that happens before unfold. And who knows, they could even be lying to us, because this is like a drama type of book where everybody's an actor, and we're kind of getting like, there's definitely like moments where our main character breaks like the fourth wall and like talks directly to you, which I think is really, really cool. And I like the way that it's done in here. And it's always like a oh shit moment. Like a good example is like, again, the beginning, the main character tells you what's going on. Shannon tells you what happens, and then she's taking you through everything, and you're in the past, like you're going about her daily life, and then suddenly she'll go, I regretted that. I regretted a lot of things. And it's like, whoa, we're suddenly like in Shannon's current day thoughts and processing the story with her. So I feel like there can definitely be a unreliable narrator situation going on here, 100%. So are the things like actually happening that we're being told are happening, or are they happening differently? Are there some secrets that maybe are tucked away somewhere that we're gonna learn like at the end, because we are going through like Shannon's perspective, so we don't know everything that's happening in the story that's behind the scenes of the other characters. It's just so good. It also has so many trigger warnings. There is a very, very graphic SA scene. It reminds me of things that happen in My Dark Vanessa, because it very much is a main character almost blaming themselves because they didn't like say anything, and it's tough. It is a very, very tough read. It was very traumatic of a scene, but it was very effective, because again, it is what 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds think. So a lot of self-hatred, a lot of self-blame. Every single person in this is a walking pile of hormones and moodiness and self-hate and self-distrust, and they don't believe in themselves, and it is painful. It really is like being back in like your first year of college, when everyone is very unsure of themselves. They don't know who they are. Your friend, like talked about before, your friend groups are very toxic sometimes, unless you get really, really lucky. I generally was really lucky. I fell into like one toxic friend group that I extricated myself from very quickly. It was one of those like Christian cults that I didn't realize was a cult. I feel like everybody who went to college had an experience with a Christian cult at some point. I lasted about 2 weeks, and then I kind of saw what was happening. They all started dating each other, and I was like, oh no, it's weird. It's getting weird. So I got right out of there. Got right out of there really fast. So I feel like, but again, this is like an actor situation, but it's very similar situation where they're all kind of co-mingling and stuff, and it's just not good. It's not good, and like they're in a bad headspace to begin with, because they're all trying to become actors. They're vying for the same role, the same jobs. They're trying to outdo each other without being obvious about outdoing each other. And then you have these awful teachers who are being just the worst to them, telling them their worst fears are realized. Like, you're not actually a good actor, you're bad at this certain thing, giving them like the barest hint of appreciation for anything that they do, and it's like collecting scraps. So every character in here is just starved for appreciation, and it's coming out in other ways. Like, when people are starved of attention and feel like they are inadequate, it's not good. It's not good, because it comes out in other ways, and people act out, and that is what this whole book is everybody is acting out. Everybody's trying to figure out where they belong, and very horrible things are happening in the meantime. And then put it with our main character, who has had a traumatic childhood. It's not good. It's not good. And she is randomly unhinged. Like, sometimes she'll seem completely normal, and then suddenly a thought will pop up in her head, and you read the thought, and you're like, oh, we're in danger. We're in danger. Our main character is not okay. She is very much not okay. So I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I'm loving it. Even if something horrible goes wrong at the end and it's a terrible book, I do think I'm going to end the vlog with this book, because this is the vibe I want. This is the vibe I want to go out. I was thinking about adding the sea hides it's dead at the end, but if it ends up like not being good, I'll be super upset. So I think I'm just gonna stop with this book, but I am probably going to just continue reading tonight. I'll finish it tomorrow. I most likely will finish it at least this weekend because I don't want to stop. I just want to know what happens. And I'm scared because I know supposedly what happens, but I'm so curious how we get there. Like, how are we going to get to that moment that has been promised to us at the beginning of the book? I don't know, and I'm quite scared for it because everyone has been pushed to the limit at this point. We are at the breaking point. Where am I? Chapter 26 in Act 2 at page 270. We're at the breaking point. Everybody is breaking, and it is free for all at this point. So I'm loving this. I'm going to continue reading this. I am going to watch Captain Marvel, I think, tonight. I think that's where I am in my watch along for the MCU is Captain Marvel. And yeah, I actually really like that movie. So I'm actually really excited to rewatch it. And I haven't rewatched it since I first saw it back when it first came out. So it's been a really long time. So I'm going to keep reading this, probably get a little snack and go watch Captain Marvel. I might take a little bit of a break from this just to rest my eyes a little bit. Also, loving physically reading. I really miss it. I might do a whole vlog dedicated to only physically reading books. And I'm kind of excited about it. It's gonna take forever to do, but I'm excited about it. I have finished Fellow Creatures, and I will say I was correct. Act 3 did let me down a little bit. Man, I'm so disappointed because this was like favorite book of the year material. I was loving every second of this book. And then we hit the thing, and Act 3 was just so anticlimactic. It was so just but it feels more realistic. Like, that's the thing I will say about this book, is normally what I would expect in a book like this is you hit the moment and then everything gets even crazier and wilder and over the top and chaotic, and it just, like, that's kind of what I was expecting and kind of hoping for. This book almost winds down. Like, it takes down the drama from like a 10, because the drama is a 10 in this book, down to like a 2. Like, it removes everything and the book almost goes quiet. And I don't know if I liked that. I kind of do wish we had gone there with the rest of this book. I do wish this was more of a descent into madness, and like there was a little bit of that, but in reality it was, I don't know what the end of this book was, but it just went in a totally different direction than I was expecting, and I just don't know if it fully fit the vibe of the rest of the book, but at the same time it felt more realistic than the rest. I don't know. Like, I'm so torn on the end of this book. I still liked it. I liked how it ended. I liked what happened. I thought it was interesting. It was a little bit of a different take, but I don't know. I do wish it was more chaotic. I do wish it was more over the top. I think I would have liked it a little bit better, and I think it would have been that 5-star still. I don't know what to rate this. It's not lower than a 4. 100% not lower than a 4, but it's like between a 4 and a 5. I don't think I can give it a 5 because I just did not love that ending. I needed a little bit more. Like, the rest of the book was giving me everything, and then that ending was just like a soft little bow out is almost what it felt like. And it made sense for the characters. It made sense that that's the direction that it went, because the chaos is gone. Like, with that action, the chaos was gone. So the chaos was removed from the story. Oh man, that is so complicated. It's so complicated trying to rate this book. I think based on the rest of the book, I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I think I'm gonna stick with a 4.5. Like, everything was perfection until that third act, and it still wasn't bad. I think why I'm struggling so much in rating this is just because I am disappointed, because I was loving this book so much, thinking it was going to be my new favorite of the year. So because it wasn't everything I was hoping, I feel like my crash out from this book is heavier than what it would be if I didn't have those high expectations from the earlier loving the book. So if I was just loving the book, having a good time, and that ending happened, I think I would have been like, yeah, that was fine. But because I was so, I mean, you guys could tell from the last clip, but because I was enamored with this book and like ready for this ending and ready for like this 6-star rating, I feel like I'm just crashing more than I would regularly. So I feel like I'm trying not to let that change my rating, because it is a 4.5. It's a 4.5. My brain is going 4 because I'm disappointed, but it really is a 4.5. I like this book. I will be looking back on it very fondly of what happened in this book, and I really liked it. I thought this was a great pick. It was a really great pick. I do think it made up for the first book immensely. I'm very excited that this actually was in their box because I did not know this existed. So this is a new favorite thriller-ish. I don't know, again, what you would call this book. I guess a thriller, psychological thriller, maybe? Yeah, I could go with that. I could go with psychological thriller. So anyway, this is a great way to finish this video off. Again, I was really hoping for that 6-star read to end this video on, but it is a 4.5. Still very much loved it. This could be a 5-star upon reflection. We'll see. This one could change upon reflection either way. I am curious how my brain's going to think about it later on. But as of right now, 4.5, very much enjoyed it. 100% the savior / winner of this video because this was a mess. So we did start with The Ending Writes Itself. I should have DNF'd it. It is a 1-star, one of my worst books of the year. Unfortunately, really didn't like this one. Then we went to Japanese Gothic, which I DNF'd incredibly fast. I don't know what I was doing trying this book. I had high expectations and I shouldn't have, not because the writing's bad, not because of anything the author did. It's just not my vibe. This author, I don't like how they tell a story, and that's like a me thing, not an author thing. So I have one more Kylie Lee Baker, but I'm not gonna buy anymore. And that, I think Scarlet Alchemist is my oldest Kylie Lee Baker that I have. So once that is done with the Fairy Loot Purge, I will not be getting another Kylie Lee Baker. We are officially over. We are officially done. They have been added to my not to read list following some other authors. And then we finished up, thank goodness, with Fellow Creatures. Loved it. 4.5 stars. So overall, not successful. Evernight and I don't think we get along. I skip Evernight actually a decent amount. I don't get a ton of Evernights. It's like once a year I feel like I actually get an Evernight box. I think last year was Library of Hellbore. I don't remember. Was it last year or the year before? I've only liked one other Evernight, I believe, and it was Library of Hellbore. So I will continue to skip Evernight when given the chance. And with Mindsight, I actually already did skip the next book. I wasn't interested in it, so we'll see what their next picks are. Mindsight so far, I'm gonna approach it the same way that I approach it Evernight, where I'm just gonna be really, really, really picky with what I get. But I did really like Fellow Creatures, so that does make me kind of pause and want to think about this subscription as well. But these are definitely get them as I see fit. They are not going to be regular purchases, so that is good information to have. So next time you see one of these Mindsight Evernight videos, it probably won't be till next year, and it will start with The Sea Hides Its Dead. We'll see what I get in the meantime. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely leave a... I think there's like acting masks. I think there's like masks. Anything drama, acting, leave that in the comments down below if you made it this far. Definitely let me know down in the comments down below what you thought about these books, if you've read them, if you want to read any of them. And yeah, make sure you subscribe so you miss any future content. Definitely check out the membership down below. We do sprints and extra video and extra content, etc. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.